Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Iqbal Farhan bin Muhammad Izani. My metric number is 2019207794. Thank you to Madam Wan Naimah binti Wan Daud as the examiner. Next, thank you to Cik Nur Nafhatun binti Mat Sharif as my supervisor. I will present final examination writing entitled Level of Awareness about Zakat on Income among Parents of IT Student. In total, this slide will include 5 chapters, that is introduction, literature review, methodology, result discussion, and finally conclusion. Let's look to this slide. Chapter 1, Introduction. Research background. For my research is the goal of Zakat is to reduce poverty in the local area. Zakat must be issued from a certain type of property established after the eligibility period. Next, Zakat can help countries reduce poverty by transferring money from the rich to the poor. This can reduce the poverty gap that occur in our country. Next is the purpose of this study was to determine how well informed the parents of IT students were about income zakat. With the use of this research, we can evaluate how well informed they are on income zakat. Let's move to problem statement. First, the low level of community knowledge about the need for income zakat. It can be clearly seen that a very significant problem is due to the lack of general knowledge about zakat. Next problem is less attention in religious education. The discussion contained in the school curriculum only provide a little explanation about zakat. No attention was paid to the new zakat info. As a result, people are not aware of the zakat obligation. Next problem is Malaysia a multi-ethnic and multi-religious country. Some question why only Muslim pay zakat. This cause a misunderstanding in a society. This matter is also questioned by non-Muslim because they are not eligible for zakat assistance. Therefore, it is necessary to have a high understanding of the concept of zakat itself to increase awareness about zakat income. Take a look to the research objective. They show 3 points of objective. Let's move to the research question. What is the concept of income zakat? This is important to assess the obligation to pay zakat through the Maqasid Syariah method. If you don't know about the concept, then there is no point in practicing it. Next is what is the level of awareness about income zakat among parents of IT students. The level of awareness is important to assess how high the parent awareness of paying zakat is. With a high awareness, will be able to help the zakat management to distribute because the money paid can support the asnaf, but the opposite will happen if the awareness is low. Lastly is what factor influence the awareness of paying income zakat among parents of IT students. Factors are important elements that need to be seen more broadly. For example, if the factor is lack of religious knowledge and awareness will decrease. Therefore, factor also play a role in awareness. Significance, I also refer like the authority bodies such as the Lembaga Zakat Selangor under Selangor Islam Religious Council. For limitation, only focus on level of awareness about zakat on income among parent of IT student in UiTM Shah Alam, not other parent of another faculty. The research cover on the fixed element of zakat on income that is practiced in Malaysia, not other fixed element in other countries such as Indonesia and Brunei. Let's move to the next chapter, concept of zakat. The system of zakat exists to ensure the money will be fairly distributed in the Islamic economy and that it should not be concentrated in the hand of small group of greedy people. Next, zakat is the form of worship, which means when the Muslim were earning reach a prescribed amount that was called as nisab in excess of his need. Next, word of zakat is derived from Arabic word zakah, meaning cleanliness the player of zakat from their greedy. Next, zakat also can alleviate social gap between the wealth and the needy, and the fund should distribute only. The connection between the institution of zakat and Maqasid Syariah to improve the level of awareness among parents of Ajis. Firstly, Malaysia is our country that have their own rule and law that govern the life of the Muslim community. Next, zakat is it to purify the wealth, and zakat can clean heart and soul greedy and obsession with wealth. Next, Muslim society were obligated to establish the institution to collect zakat from rich Muslim in the society and distribute it to the needy or the poor. Lastly, Maqasid Syariah is the part of the Islamic law that have their own goal to gain benefit by executing social welfare in Muslim society that was maintained of the objective of Maqasid Syariah. Next slide. Factor influencing awareness of paying zakat on income. First is faith and religions. Knowledge significantly influence the payment of income zakat. Next is attitude of obedience is very important in determining the obedience. If the attitude of obedience is not present in them, then the individual will not pay zakat. Next, attitude factor is an internal factor of the individual, and it has been proven to the one of the determinant factor for compliance with paying zakat and compliance to pay it through zakat collection institution. Hypothesis 1. Knowledge about zakat and on income has a positive relationship with level of awareness among parents of artist student. Hypothesis 2, factor influencing awareness of paying zakat on income has a positive relationship with level of awareness among parents of artist student. Move to chapter 3, design. For objective 1, I use document analysis. The goal of library research is to strengthen and clarify zakat on income. I use book, journal, article and other sort of literature material relevant. Next, for objective 2 and 3, I use survey. Sampling. For objective 2 and 3, questionnaire will conduct at random on parent of artist student. Inclusion criteria give priority to the parent of artist student only. Exclusion criteria are include for person who do not meet any of the admission criteria such as non-parent to artist student. Collection. Data collection is done in two ways, which is document analysis and survey. Using article, journals and internet material I used to collect data for objective 1. Using a survey form that has been distributed to parent of artist student is for collect the data for objective 2 and 3. Analysis. This research will focus on descriptive analysis and reliability analysis, where the collect data will be interpreted numerically and expressed in numbers. Take a look to the chapter 4, demographic. Demographic information in this study include gender, employment, status, household income, age and education level, which reference to the figure show that mean for gender is 1.46, mean for job status is 2.50, mean for household income is 3.08, mean for age is 1.80, level education 2.88. Overall, majority respondent is from male. Work as government, income from 3,600 and 5,500. Age from 50 years to 60 years. Lasting the most involvement from the secondary school. Reliability test. I apply Cronbach Alpha test to measure instrument reliability coefficient in order to assess the dependability of the research instrument used in the study. The findings indicate that the study data are 0.791 approved for reliability and that respondent gave frequency answer relate to the information the researcher need. Since this instrument has a Cronbach alpha value of 0.791, it is trustworthy. Next, descriptive analysis for objective 2, with the reference to the figure show that mean for knowledge 1 is 2.64. Knowledge 2, 3.32, Knowledge 3, 4.16, Knowledge 4, 4.36, Knowledge 5, 4.18, Knowledge 6, 3.06, Knowledge 7, 4.32, Knowledge 8, 4.24, last for the Knowledge 9, the mean show 4.26. Overall respondent majority choose scale strongly agree to every question, but only in question 1 majority respondent choose scale strongly disagree. I found that this situation become because of term of Arabic word that I use in the question. Respondent does not understand the word. Descriptive analysis for objective 3, with reference to the figure, show that mean for factor 1 is 4.56, factor 2 4.08, factor 3 4.48, factor 4 4.40, factor 5 4.28, and last factor 6 4.14. Overall for this factor, majority respondent up to 30 people and 70% choose strongly agree for each question. I conclude that Zakat Collection Center provide information on zakat income has the majority responded choose strongly agree, which is 39 respond and 78%. Now move to last chapter, conclusion. The first objective has been achieved because I found many previous studies that have been done by previous people. Then the concept of income, zakat can be highlighted well. The second objective was achieved because I received a positive response from the parent of artist student. Parent of artist student as a whole have a high awareness of the obligation to pay zakat on income. The third objective has been achieved. The main factor that play a role in influencing a parent awareness to pay zakat income is the Zakat Collection Center provide information on zakat income. Lastly is for recommendation. Improvement proposal regarding income zakat obligation need for a standard that can further standardize or at least overcome the gap between the practice of income zakat assessment in Malaysia. Next, fatwa are the local difference between state in Malaysia. as well as differences in understanding and viewpoint between a state mufti also have a significant impact. However, difference of opinion are not something new in Islam. Difference of opinion is a beauty in Islam and is also able to increase the thinking power of mankind to make reasonable decision. For the last, recommendation for future study. Research needs to focus on a broader scope and needs to help clear research. This is because important to indicate new direction for better research. Therefore, the research conduct needs to identify the purpose of the study more clearly so as not to contradict what is being studied. So that's all from me. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.